We've done the greatest job the last few years, and in fairness to Cam, I'm not sure he had the proper weapons around him. I don't know that Jared has ever really gotten a fair shot, so this isn't something where you get algebraic formulas. Think of all the personnel whizzes who passed for 6 rounds on Tom Brady. One way or another, we have to get that position solidified.
That was very interesting. Mr. Jeff Saturday, was that a little bit of a shot at Bill Belichick?
100% a shot. And I think Bill needs to walk into Mr. Kraft's office and lay down their record over the past 10 years. And the Super Bowls in 14, 16, 18, and the loss in Super Bowl in 17. I mean, think about how good this team has been, and you're going to take a shot on how well they've drafted. I mean, I think this is a ridiculous comment. I mean, if you look at their draft, has it been, impressive? How do you describe that? I think the wins are what we're all going for. I don't really care that we win the draft. I care that we win football games and Super Bowls. And the Patriots have continued to do that, whatever their draft record looks like as far as people are talking about. So why Kraft took that shot at Bill, I'm not really sure. I'm not sure if it was just, from what's happening with Tampa Bay and Tampa Tom making the Super Bowl, all those things. But, man, I'm going to let you know, if I'm Bill, I'm going to go ahead and show him like everybody else. Look at the record, man. Not a lot to complain about around here.
What do you think, Nick?
Yeah, Robert must have been sitting next to somebody in the Glazer family at the owners meeting, and they must have took a shot at him and said something about Tom, because he walked out there like, we ain't having this. I'm gonna put everybody on notice that we are falling short. These last 2 seasons are unacceptable, and I want everybody to feel this heat. I don't care if you drop 6 rings on my desk. I want 7 because Tom got 7. And I mean, I understand it. I guess that type of focus is how you get to be as successful as the Patriots have been. I can't say I understand it. It makes sense to me. I don't understand it. I don't have that in me the way that they do, but they're getting it done, and I'm sure he was putting that message out to Belichick. And while I'm offended on behalf of Bill Belichick, I suspect that Bill Belichick's not offended because he feels the same way. He wants to win another Super Bowl just as bad as he wanted to win his first.
The only reason he might feel offended is that he is the one at the end of the day in charge of the draft, and both can be true. You can be right. Their record has been unbelievable. It's been unassailable. He could drop all the rings on the desk. But they have just flat drafted badly the last several years, and that's just a statement of fact. So both can be true. In the meantime, Diana, he also was talking about the quarterback situation there. And all eyes are on Jimmy G. At least several of them are, with San Francisco trading up. So what is the latest as far as that's concerned? What is the expectation?
Yeah, months ago, there was definitely strong interest from the New England Patriots in bringing Jimmy Garoppolo back to the New England area. We know that they like the way Jimmy plays, the style of offense. He fits well with Josh McDaniels. Durability is always going to be an issue when it comes with Jimmy, which is really pretty much a league-wide thought about him. Kyle Shanahan, pretty transparent, talking about it the other day. His own quarterback on his roster saying durability has been an issue. So for New England at this point, it doesn't look like they're going to wind up trading for Jimmy G. In fact, someone close to the New England Patriots shared with me that you should probably look to the draft for them to go quarterback. So in terms of the Jimmy G thing, I'm not going to say it's dead. I'll never say anything's dead. I've learned the hard way in this business. But at the same time, the reality, I think every day that goes by probably is another day that we wave goodbye to Jimmy in New England again.
Well, again, McShay does project them to take a quarterback, to trade up and to take Justin Fields at number 11. We'll see if it all shakes out that way. Super quick, Neek, do they have a better shot at winning this year if their quarterback is Cam or Garoppolo in New England? Straight up, those two guys.
Yeah, I think it's Garoppolo. Honestly, I watched what Cam did last year, and unless he's going to get healthy somehow quickly, and I understand the weapon criticism in the offseason, but unless something's going to change, I think it's probably Garoppolo, and that's not great.
Which one? Or Jeff, or throw in the draft pick. They have a better chance of winning this year with a draft pick, with Garoppolo or Cam. Which one you got? Super quick.
Garoppolo all the way. Listen, this kid, durability has been an issue. New England knows how to protect quarterbacks. They could win with him.
Well, let's see if they do it. Guys, stay tight. We have so much more on the mock draft. Again, McShay is coming. But on this, the first day of the baseball season, Hambo is ready for Buster Olney with this trivia question. Buster, which U.S. president threw out the most ceremonial first pitches on opening day?
All right, when World War II was going on, the person most in support of continuing baseball during that time was the President Franklin Roosevelt, elected 4 times. He threw out the most first pitches.
That is correct. FDR threw out 8 first pitches, 1 more than Harry Truman and 1 more than Eisenhower. Look at Robert Stanberry, only the 3rd, knocking one out of the park with a look that has a great deal of gravitas, by the way. The clean-cut haircut, the glasses, the suit. Buster is ready for the start of baseball, and so are we. And huge news in the wee hours of the night. With the season starting today, the Mets and their star shortstop Francisco Lindor have agreed on a 10-year, $341 million contract. Lindor and the Mets open their season against the Nats tonight, 7 Eastern on ESPN. And after this signing, Lindor becomes the 3rd highest paid player in baseball history. Number 1 shortstop is $341 million, just surpassing the $340 million that the Padres had given Fernando Tatis earlier this season. And one can only imagine that isn't a coincidence. So, Buster, what are you hearing in just a few hours since this deal was made around the league about Lindor signing up long-term in New York?
Greeny, amid all those pessimistic reports yesterday about how there was an impasse, I talked with a bunch of agents who weren't involved in the negotiation. They were saying, no, they'll get it done because there was so much risk on both sides. For the Mets, the fact that they traded assets to get this player, and with the idea that he would be the signature face of the franchise moving forward, they had a lot at stake, and Francisco Lindor had so much at stake once that offer went over $300 million. Agents were telling me that if he had decided to turn that down and go into free agency, he might have risked $160 to $180 million if he had a mediocre 2021 season or if he got hurt.
It's very difficult to picture having $300 million sitting on the table and saying, you know what, I'll hold off on that, but it's a problem we'd all love to have. All right, let's get to the start of the season today. Let's take a look at what Vegas thinks about Major League Baseball. And not surprisingly, with Trevor Bauer in the fold, the Dodgers are the favorites to repeat, according to Caesars Sportsbook. The boys in blue, followed by the Yankees, looking for their first title in over a decade. And then you see the Padres on there, the Mets. Buster, let's run the bases as we start today. What is the biggest storyline you have your eye on this season?
Greeny, it's Shohei Ohtani, who might finally realize the dreams of being the Babe Ruth of the modern day, being a great pitcher and a great hitter. In spring training, he batted over 500. He looks phenomenal. His fastball clocked at 102 miles per hour. Oh, by the way, his debut on the mound this season will happen on Sunday Night Baseball.
All right, we look forward to that. Meanwhile, give me a sleeper to make a playoff run this year. Buster.
I'm buying into the Angels' hype. Look, we've seen the American League West take a step back with the Houston Astros losing George Springer, Justin Verlander not being available for a lot of the year, Oakland losing a couple of key free agents, and the Angels have loaded up with starting pitching this year, guys on one-year deals, and you love the lineup with Ohtani, with Mike Trout, and with Anthony Rendon. That team is going to score a ton of runs.
Be good to see Trout making it to the playoffs. All right, Buster, give me a World Series prediction.
I've got the Dodgers beating the Yankees. I think this Dodger team